Hi, hi, hi. Power tap to 1000. We get started. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Power tap to 1000. Moiseni, Moiseni, welcome. We are live on both Facebook and TikTok. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mulishani, power tap, power tap, power tap to 1000 likes, and then we get started. Power tap, power tap. Hi, ba Undercover Mulishani, ba Abdul Mulishani. Join in, power tap. I'll play some music and as we share and let people join. Let's power tap to 1000. Okay, people, power tap to 1000 likes. We're almost there. Hi, hi. Follow me on YouTube if you don't follow me. Power tap, power tap, power tap to 1000. Okay, see you. Power tap, power tap. We are almost there. Maybe we should go to 2000 so more people can join. Well, Emily, long time. Good to see you. Any request on flight to play a song? Akalindula, which song by Maureen? Which song should I play? By Maureen wants Akalindula. Let us play Akalindula, God and Oldies. Kalindula music. Power tap, yay, Twefka 1000. Power tap to 2000. Power tap to 2000. We'll get started pretty quick. Power tap to 2000. Twala yamba nombalinefish. Which song by Maureen Chanda? What song? Kalindula Nana Milishish. Madam Maureen on Facebook. What Kalindula song do you want? Hi TikTok. Get ready for a hot discussion. Butane yo tuliranda podero. So get ready, get ready. Today lisha kalindula bale fire kalindula bantu. Power tap to 2000. Our TikTok, power tap. Any requests for music while we wait for people to join? Any requests for music? You know, let me play with Smoky Hangarakade. Share our Facebook. We are talking about the Bill 7. Bill 7, we want. Maiwa Josephs, welcome, welcome. I see you guys. Share, share, share. Lumezi, I'll play this for Lumezi. By-election is loading. By-election is loading. And we have seen an injunction to stop the by-election because there is still some appeals there, but they quickly rushed to start the by-election and declare the seat vacant. Yeah, so kuli kantu nkondo ya chilungamo ku Lumezi ulufiengo na lumbi lulechitika umulandu taulapwa seat declared vacant elections aw mwandini kuli kantu you know that woman must be sued apopo tufikile nomba kuchitafyesu vaneli muti should be sued for abrogating the law because what she has been doing in that parliament is not legal. Yes, I said it. I think that the lawyers of Munia Zulu should sue the speaker for declaring that seat vacant. You know, but we hope if they push by fire, by force, they are forcing by elections, by fire, by force. For Munia, that song is for Munia. The topic tonight is the constitutional amendments, and I've been listening and watching a lot of people give their comment on this constitutional amendment. Some people are supporting it, some people are against it, but you know, of all the commentaries, the videos that I saw, one video that caught my eye is the one by Cho. Is it, who is this young man? The ranting guy? Is it Cholwe? Let me bring it up. Yeah, so yeah, so there was, yeah, Chawota Mwetwa, yes, Chawota Mwetwa did an analysis on these constitutional amendments, and I'm just gonna play it and then we can comment on that. This is very serious, guys. Welcome, Comrade Josephs. Sorry. Welcome, Comrade Josephs. Can you hear me? Okay, you are on mute. I can't hear you. Give me a minute. I can't hear you. Something funny going on. Let me see. Okay, go ahead, comrade. By Josephs. For some reason, I can't hear you. Hello, hello, hello. Sound check, sound check. By Robert, I can hear you. By Josephs, I can't hear you.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. So I was by user welcome. We are looking at these constitutional amendments, and I saw an analysis by, is it Chabota Mwetwa? And it really caught my eye. So I wanted to play that and then we can start the discussion. I don't know what you think. Okay, so I'm just gonna play the audio by, it's a video by Chabota Mwetwa. He did an analysis on the constitutional amendments. It's 6 minutes.
Hichilema about to be the new king of constitutional Mingalato? No, that's just a genuine question. I'm not trying to trick you. Because I have been doing some research and my findings suggest that he may be plucking some ideas from President Museveni's How to Be a President Forever instruction manual. Mlavu Fernanda, check this out. This is Uganda's parliament with 529 seats. Yes, Uganda is quite large with a lot of constituencies. We shall get into that in a few minutes. So as you can see, the ruling party, which is the National Resistance Movement, has 336 seats, whilst the opposition has 109 seats. Nothing wrong there, right? Well, let's continue. When you go down further, that's where you will notice that things start to get interesting right here. The independents have 74 seats. The military has 10. Yes, Uganda's military has members of parliament. And ex-official members 28. Let's dig further. Now, looking into the composition of Uganda's parliament goes like this. The 11th parliament 2021 to 2026 has a total of 557 seats, including 353 representatives elected using first-past-the-post voting in single-winner constituencies. Using the same method, 146 seats reserved for women filled, with 1 seat per district. Finally, 30 seats are indirectly filled via special electoral colleges, 10 by the army, 5 by the youths, 5 by elders, 5 by unions, 5 by people with disabilities, and 28 ex-official members. So what President Museveni actually did is dilute parliament in a way. Create more positions that do not even need you to be elected to fill that seat, okay? And the fact that those seats, you are basically nominated or appointed by the ruling government, that means you will be loyal to them. You can't vote against them. I mean, honestly, think about it. 10 from the army. Since when has the army ever gone against the ruling government, right? So this here is very similar to what President Hichilema and the UPND, in my opinion, are trying to do. Now, when we get back home to Zambia, you will notice similarities between the Ugandan system and President Hakainde Hichilema's proposed draft constitution and what it's trying to achieve. In my opinion, Mliko no kukopela, which I find to be quite hilarious, but hey, let's continue. Current number of seats is 156 seats, representing 156 constituencies, right? This is where we are as a country. Then the draft constitution proposes we create 55 new constituencies through delimitation, or 55 new seats, okay? Plus, we will reserve 20 seats for the women. This part I find quite insulting. Why? Because 51% of this country's population is women, and you give them 20 seats. And then down here, they are proposing to give us 12 seats for the youths. That will be reserved for the youths, which is also strange given that 70% of this country's population is young people, and you give them 12 seats. 12 seats will represent 70% of this country's population, which is very insane, right? And then down here, 3 seats for people living with disabilities. Quite insulting. In fact, side note, the Zambian Union for People Living with Disabilities have rejected these 3 seats. They're saying that 3 seats is not enough. It's quite insulting, actually. And then now down here, we go, the nominated seats have been increased from 8 seats to 10. So the newly created seats will be 100. And altogether we shall have 256 seats. Might I remind you, that's not including the ex-official seats, which are there. So we will have more seats than this number here. Let's continue. Side note before I continue, the Ugandan parliament in 2020 had approved the creation of 46 new constituencies before the Ugandan 2021 general elections. Keep that in mind. So it will look something like this, which I have already addressed pretty much. So we are going to have non-elected seats will be amounting to 45. 10 by president, we already know, nominate. Number the other 35, who's going to be nominating? The president, the party, who? And who Are their loyalty going to be with the Zambian people or whoever appointed them? That's the question we should be asking ourselves. So meaning we will be creating a rubber stamp parliament. Meaning, ichiri chonse ba president barefwa in parliament chikala pita. Why? Because we are going to have a large number of people who may be loyal to him and his interest and not your interest as a Zambian. It's how President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda has been able to amend the constitution over and over and over and over. Why? Because one, he has got members of parliament for his party, and then he has those that he appoints who are so many that they overpower the opposition. Even when they are passing a bill or they are amending the constitution which is against the people, it will pass. Why? Because there are too many loyalists on the president's side who are actually not in the interest of the people. That's what makes this constitution of Mingalato very, very insane. Otherwise, Bill 7 must fall.
Hallelujah! So that is what is happening. That is what is happening, you people. Wafya sana.
We are in trouble.
Yeah.
If this constitution amendment passes, we are dead and buried.
Yes.
That is the reality. And for me, I'm very, very uncomfortable with how comfortable the opposition, the civil society in Zambia are as things stand. Because apart from the press conferences that people have been having, this government fears nothing, respect nothing in terms of law. And these are people that, we are expecting to act in, goodwill. People have expressed clearly, have said, we do not want this, but they have gone ahead. They have gone ahead. So we have a government that would never respond or listen to any voice in that matter. The only thing that will make this, government to rescind is when people stand up seriously and protest this behavior. This constitution, once we do, this president will be in power in perpetuity. This president will be in power in perpetuity, and the Zambian people will continue to struggle. Because it's very, very clear that they have an agenda and they are really planning it very well. Why? Because people are sleeping. Everything that they do is not being opposed. For me, from the time that I saw them really put those people in, at ECZ, and nothing happened apart from just complaining, in the corners, I knew that we are headed for trouble. The behavior of, Nelly Muti in parliament, nothing to resist that behavior. What will stop these people from waking up one day and say there will be no elections? Because everything that has been done in our country is very clear that it is meant to keep these people in power. They don't care who is hate on the way, whether they send you to prison or you die, it doesn't matter to them as long as they remain in power. So the kind of politics that are taking place, especially coming from the opposition, I feel they still think they are dealing with a democratic person, but far from it. We are dealing with a dictator who has no respect for the rule of law, and dictators need to be opposed with the equivalent, seriousness and the strength that they're able to give out. Otherwise, trust me, 2026 will be just academic for them. They are doing everything that is supposed to be done now, and the opposition are just too quiet about it. They are too quiet. Complaining will not solve anything. You need to stand up. You need to be brave. If our forefathers were not brave, we would have not gotten independence. They are not willing even to spend to stand up to these people. How Charlie Shan, we know you thought that guy, who is this guy, Pilato, was doing that out of nothing or conviction. No, those people were funded to do what they were doing. They did, they protested. Today, we are talking about the civil society silenced. Why? There was money that was flying. So as long as the opposition remain in their living rooms and having those conferences and nothing to stand up to these, one, in parliament, the MPs have been silenced. There is nothing that they can say. It is done and dusted. So people in Zambia are looking for a leader who will stand up, who's brave enough, who will stand up and say, if this is nonsense, we will not accept. People said it. What was the response from this government? We don't care whether you like it or not. We are a government. We are not going to waste time. We are going to enact this amendment. We'll do it. And has anyone opposed that? No. This revelation that Chabot has given, it's very clear. This is their plan and this is their purpose. So if they don't stop this and expect it to be stopped when it goes in parliament, let them just forget about anything, and we should forget about Zambia. It is becoming so frustrating that the people that we expect to be leading and giving direction to the nation, especially from the opposition, are busy, so quiet and very comfortable. Apart from a few complaining here and there in the corners. That is not the Zambia we want. I miss, you can imagine, can people behave like this in the time of Michael Sata? By far, you do not tolerate this kind of nonsense. But what is happening in our country, we have politicians who are so comfortable. Sorry, Mama, I've taken a bit of time.
It's okay. It's just the three of us. Vayuza, what is your comment? How about Joseph Swandi? And the people said it in the beginning. People were saying this whatever is happening is being copied from other countries. The cyber laws, people were saying these things are being copied from other countries. Now we have the agriculture law, and I hear the agriculture law which was signed was copied from Kenya. Now we have the constitutional amendments, a big chunk is being copied from Uganda. I hear also, I'm not really sure, but I hear
Rwanda is another place.
Rwanda and South Africa. I think the composition of the parliament, there is a clause there that they have copied from South Africa. Now, what is disturbing is the things that they are copying is not from progressive countries. We would be happy if they are copying things which are helping where they are taking citizens out of poverty. Mwamona. But our worry is, look at abantu ku Uganda fyo bachula. Even in Rwanda, there are problems in Rwanda there. They have a clean town and whatever, but the people, they are not free. They can't speak. Ku South Africa nakwena, there are problems in the parliament there. Somehow, whatever laws were put in place, they control who can be a president. It's complicated. I really have to, do research on this. How South Africans.
Mama Mpomi, the
Yeah.
the thing is this, Madam President, we are literally seeing the formation of a dictator from nothing to that point. And there is nothing that is being done. That is one thing that is hating.
They are docile.
Today, we are observing.
A monster is growing.
Yes,
She
we are not
monster.
stopping it.
The monster
is developing.
right
growing,
under our
we are
nose.
watching. Right under our nose. Because what this person is doing is, the moment something, he's using the constitution
Yes.
to suppress, to destroy, democracy. And you can hear even the people that support, they are like, hey, It's the rule of law. It's the rule of law. Yes. The rule of
But
law
it's
that is
wrong.
not right.
You are using the rule of law
that is
in
wrong. So
wrongly.
the laws
Yes.
No, the laws are being enacted to disadvantage others, to destroy others. You can clearly see that most of the articles that are being pushed in there, they are number one meant to maintain this person in power regardless of how people vote. Then secondly, you can clearly tell to say he really wants to buy Edgar Lungu, disqualify him, because the moment they enact this, you tell me, the next thing they'll do is to go after Edgar Lungu's immunity.
It happened in Congo. In Congo, they removed the immunity.
And the moment they do that, the way they've gone with the judges and everything, it will be just, this one, whether we ruled to disqualify him, but now we are banning him because he's a convicted, he has a crime, there is investigation on him. That is what they are trying to do on that part. But whatever it is that is being copied, what is being copied right now, it's not that they are necessarily just copying or something. They know what they are doing. Mm-hmm. They are using these, they've gotten these ideas to really consolidate their power. And this power is not about a political party for me. It is about a sect, it is about a religion, which is very, very dangerous for the country. Very, very dangerous for the country. So if people are not going to rise, let's just forget about 2026 elections.
Forget about Zambia. Forget about Zambia.
If this constitution amendment will not be stopped, we should forget about 2026.
And forget about the democracy that we know in Zambia. They are killing. This is like what we are watching. The formation of a self-imposed king. This is what is happening. It's happening before our eyes, you guys. They are creating a supreme ruler, or even not a ruler, but a supreme group of people. Should we say something happens, I'm not wishing anybody dead, but let's say Bahaka Inde drops dead tomorrow, then because their party is the one doing this, someone will emerge from UPND and continue this. So we are creating the supreme.
This is what happened when we talk about apartheid in South Africa. It is the same root. It's the same ideology.
It's like a supremacy. They are creating supremacy of a political party where once they are in power, nothing can remove them.
Have you seen why Gary Kombo is not worried about him being removed or anything? He knows he's the next successor.
Yes. So
that is why he's
so they are planning everything so that should anything happen to Hakainde Hichilema, one of them will continue this agenda in UPND. Zambians, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up.
Look, while you're peaceful nation, this is nonsense. We can't be
imagine
not being peaceful.
Zambia, Okotwadi, we were a beacon of democracy, a beacon of peace. Now, after 60 years of independence, our nation is being crafted to be like Museveni, like Uganda, like Rwanda, Our nation is being crafted to be like Congo, where, we have a presidency, a political party who is not doing anything but to consolidate his power. People tabakwete amalite. Some areas 1 year tabakwata amalite. And these people are proudly coming to say, Turebomba, Kwenyu, somebody posted a list of what their accomplishments. And I look at it, I'm like, this is nothing to brag about. What they say they have done is the everyday work of every government. Hiring people, CDF, all those things, they are regular functionality of a government. I am just like, do these even people even know what development is? To hire teachers, to hire policemen, you call that as an achievement? That is just a regular functionality of a government. I don't get it. I don't get it. Zambians, let's be serious. Ba UPND or Fidamulele Mbati yo Kwenyu, a list of like 40 things. Let me bring up the list. There is a list circulating. Let's Kwenyuna together. Get your pen and paper. Free education. Kwenyu. Can you say free education Kwenyu when there are 150 students in a class? Is that something you can say UPND you have achieved free education? When there are 150 kids in the class, ama school, ama desk takwaba, no equipment. And number 2, they are saying no torture chambers like Kukamgodi. Yes, but the police have become torture chambers. In PF badi kwete Kamgodi, but in UPND you are torturing people in Zambia police cells. Why me was tortured in Zambia police cells? Who else? Whatever pastor, he is being tortured in a prison. At least PF left the police to work independently. But now we have a situation where Zambia police is actually operating under the command of UPND. They have stopped serving the people. Zambia police is serving by UPND. I'm going down the list of their Kwenyuna. No ritual killings and gassing. You cannot say there are no ritual killings because you have not caught the people who did it. So you can't boast of no ritual killing and gassing when you have failed to find the culprits who gassed the people.
President Kumi, let's not beat by the bush. These are the very people. UPND were the people that gassed the people and were the people that were involved in ritual killing. Let's not hide this reality. They are the government in power. They sang so much about it.
Yes, and now they are putting it on their Kwenyuna list.
They have actually arrested the people that did that.
Why are you putting no ritual killings on the Kwenyuna list when you have failed to arrest the people who killed people? Meal allowances in schools. That one I give it to you. Number 5, bursaries and student loans. I give it to you, but we are finding children of rich people are collecting bursaries and student loans. So again, that is another cash cow for you politicians. It's not everybody who's able to access these bursaries. NAPSA withdrawal is another scam. This is their own money, so there's nothing for you to be proud. It's normal all around the world. If you contribute to a pension scheme, you can go and get a loan. This is nothing to brag about. It is their money. 36 million CDF countrywide. This is the biggest scam of all time. Because if they say that CDF is going to these all the constituencies, Zambia would be Dubai by now. For 4 years, these people have been in power. If that money Obalemba in the budget actually is released and goes into these constituencies, Zambia and Ghana look at Dubai, but look at a sorry sight of our towns and communities. The scraping of death penalty. Yes, you have scraped the death penalty, but arbitrary arrests have increased. Why me was held for a year? Rashan Patel was held for 2 years. So why can you boast about abolishing of death penalty when you are holding people indefinitely, arbitrarily? Introduction of ZNS training, that is part of a government function. And from number 10 all the way to number 21, They have listed the recruitment: teachers, health workers, defense, police, ZAF, pension, fire officers, ZAWA recruitment, economy. This is part of the government to recruit people. And you cannot be bragging to recruit government workers because it's a liability. You are borrowing money to pay salaries. So there's nothing to be bragging about to Kwenyuna. It's actually a disadvantage. Unless if there were a list of 10 cooperatives here to say this cooperative, they are making shoes, handbags, they are making tomato paste, then I'll give it to you because that is business. They are run, you give them money, they start making profit and helping themselves. But listing 12 departments where you hired people under GRZ is a shame because that is a liability. It is loss. You are borrowing money to pay salaries. The minimum wage was enacted, very good, but very low. The food basket now, I think, is over 10,000 kwacha. And we have people still getting less than 5,000 a month. That is nothing. Social cash transfer, that money came from donations. We all know that. It's not your accomplishment. If someone gives you a donation, you cannot start celebrating for distributing that social cash transfer and cash forward program. Actually, you're not supposed to even make people work. You're just supposed to give that money because millions of kwachas were donated to Zambia as drought relief. Motorbikes to youths. How can you celebrate buying 5,000 motorbikes to youths instead of buying 5,000 tractors or ambulances? You know, a motorbike for what? You bought these motorbikes because it's your campaign. You are using these motorbikes for your own campaign. If you really meant well for the people, you would have you would have bought tractors so that everyone can farm. Imagine if they bought 5,000 tractors in Zambia right now and distributed. 5,000 divided by 10 provinces, that is like 500 tractors in each province. Imagine if this government invested into 5,000 tractors in each province. Then we'll talk about food security in Zambia. We are not interested in buying motorbikes for you for your campaign. It has a waste of public fund. Constitution amendment is another Trojan horse. You are there telling we want to appoint 20 women. You are insulting us. Women, we are 51% of the population. We should have 51% of the lawmakers should be women in Zambia. Reducing the number of women in parliament to a mere 20 out of 200 and 245 is an insult. We should have at least half, maybe 245 by half, at least 120, 130 members of parliament. Then you can talk. Debt restructuring, that is like leaving your children in debt. What is there to celebrate about transferring Nkongole to the future? There is nothing to celebrate. KCM revamped. This is another scandal. I don't even want to go there. We don't even know who owns KCM. There are scandals at Mopani, the shares, we don't know who even bought Mopani KCM. What is there to celebrate? When you gave them mine holidays and reduced all the tariffs for miners, what is there to celebrate? Police vehicles instead of ambulance. Can you celebrate police vehicles? When women are giving birth in bushes, ambulance. You are celebrating buying police vehicles. What a shame. Free medicines in hospitals. When you people were just in a scandal, you have the Neptuaseka. Kuchiwaseka. It's like you are writing this list for someone from Mars or what? But who are they writing for? Free medicine. You are in an international scandal of drug thefts, of donated drugs. You have even failed to arrest the drug thieves. Instead, you decide to fight with the diplomats and start telling them they are undiplomatic. What a shame. What a shame. I can't even go. They have listed them 98. Like there are 98 things. It's on this site called Pentagon. There are 98 things they have listed. And all these things they have listed is just a functionality of a government. There is nothing they have done to say with a legacy. Like in Nicholas Ntindo, what he said yesterday. What is your legacy? Your legacy is to brag about functionality, day-to-day operations of a government, and you start bragging to say we have delivered kwenyu. It's like wafiala bana ufiri kulabalisha. You must provide a house, shelter, food, water, clothing to your children, the basic needs. These UPND, they have just been able to run the country. Actually limping, not even running, because we have no water. People have got 12, 13, 14 hours of load shedding. In some areas, they have had no power for a year. They have killed the economy. So what are they bragging about? What have they delivered? They failed to deliver electricity. The main component of any successful government is electricity. Because without electricity, nothing is working. Our industries can't work. We can't promote SBASIDO, small-scale industries. They can't happen without electricity. And all these things they are celebrating here is day-to-day functionality of a government. I told one person to say, yes, you are taking day-to-day operations and say we have done it. No, you have done nothing. You have done nothing because you have taken away power. You have killed many people's businesses. Many people's lives have been ruined with this government. And that's why we are saying this constitutional amendment, if it passes, Zambia, you'll be living worse than Congo if you're Zambia's life will be worse than Congolese life. Mumoni hapa, baisa fya muli 4 years, Zambia's life, yari ya negative, you know. People's lives are like nothing. They don't care. They have taken your power and sold it. They don't put Zambians first. So Zambians, you have to wake up. If Bahaka Inde and his team manage to pass these constitutional amendments, they are signing off UPND to be a supreme power in Zambian politics, and nobody will ever remove them. Unless there will be a revolution. I'm not wishing this, but in Delanda, finga kwa bafe revolution yako bati ba military baba funyapo, limbele ba kesa bafunya. Because democratically balefi koma.
You're right, and this is one thing that people are not realizing. That's exactly what they are locking us democratically. You can never. They should mark this democratically. If this law passes, they are done and dusted. We are done and dusted.
Kabiri, elo nomba kuma military, jima commanders yonse ya yalukama personal bodyguard. This is what happens in countries where presidents use democracy to become dictators. They are surrounded, all the defense forces, they are aligned with their loyalists who are like their personal bodyguards. So they can't even do anything.
It's so funny because I think these things have been, the script has been very, very clear. We've had presidents in Zambia, and indeed we saw to some extent where presidents wanted to consolidate, power. But even that consolidation of power was to a certain extent where, there was still some tendencies of democracy. Not this. This is a full-fledged dictatorial
takeover.
Yes.
Takeover.
And I wonder why the opposition are still so comfortable. I don't know how you're really looking at it. I'm talking about, the way the country is. A country will always have, that voice. the voice that is saying no. But where you say the no from matters, where you say and how you say the no matters. Dictators don't listen to crybabies. No, they don't. People that will hold, enough has been said, you know, they are doing this, they are doing that. What are you doing about it? What actions are you taking about this? Because they clearly told you, we are changing the judiciary. We'll put people that will favor us. That has gone. We have seen it very clearly in Parliament that the speaker is not just a speaker who is moderate, he's a speaker that is partisan. No one has said that. It's very clear when you look at how the MPs are treated, what is happening. We don't have anyone outside that you can drive the agenda where, people can stand with them and say, this is too much. He goes on, enacts the cyber laws. No one is responding to that, apart from just complaining a little bit. And say, oh, Zambians will complain and stop. Okay, let me, he says, let's go further. Oh, okay, let's go. Let's put our own people at ECZ. What has the opposition done? Nothing. Okay, now let me finish them. I cut their head off completely. He goes, proposes constitutional amendment that will keep him in power forever. What has the opposition said? The opposition in Parliament do not have any numbers. The moment that document walks in there, it is done. So it has to be stopped before it goes to Parliament. And if that doesn't happen, 2026, dead and buried.
Inengapita fe constitution amendment nishinareka nokulanda. Because if they have already signed they have already won the election. Basically, if this amendment passes, it means the election will be a formality. This is what it means.
You saw what people should learn. Learn from Uganda. Museveni was not popular. Bobby Wine was more popular. And people voted for him. Did he get the power? Absolutely not. Why? Because of what you were talking about. Okay? In Zimbabwe, we had a similar thing under Mugabe. All right? We saw that people voted, but because he had already prepared the victory, it was Mugabe actually, I remember, who told Kaunda to say, how do you prepare your own elections and lose them? This is what these people are doing. And as long as people are so comfortable playing to the gallery, to start with, if the opposition was serious, that by-election would have not even taken place in Rumezi.
Yes, because now that's when
taken place.
That's when now the lawyers are writing to query to stop the by-election because the Amapiu.
Mama, this government, these are not the people that will listen to the writings. These don't. This is not a type that listens.
In amendment, I'm done. If you Zambians don't do your part to stop these constitutional amendments, I'm done talking politics because I've been talking. Don't think they are there for you. But I was being insulted. I saw this coming. I've been talking like almost 4 years in Ndaland. I've been talking. I've been warning people. Almost 4 years. I've been warning people. And now I want to number the Africa Kuma last. This is the last lap. This constitution amendment is the last lap when Zambia. Ngayapita fe constitution amendment mula abeko na kuma elections mula election ikabafe formality. And it will probably be the last election Zambia will have in a long time.
Yes.
This 2026, if they sign this amendment, this 2026 will be the last election that will happen in Zambia as long as Hakainde Hichilema is still alive. Mark my words. Muke Sanjewa. Ngayapita constitution amendment. This is the last election ikaba mu Zambia, as long as Hakainde is alive, he will rule until he dies. I'm telling you. And even if he dies, because of the way they are constituting these amendments, one of them from UPND will continue. Ikaba kwat nombani kingdom ya UPND until quite about something revolutionary will happen in the country. That's when you'll be able to remove this UPND and their evil plans.
Yeah, these people have been clever. You remember when you follow, they knew the people they've targeted and they've been removing them, all those stumbling blocks.
Mm-hmm.
That Tutwa Nguruve's death, people took it lightly, you know, because Tutwa was one person who would stand and, really stand strong against them. Then they continued to jail all these days to instill fear in them. Now it is done. Mayoto Alare Kabon say we watch.
Watulele kafyo kulanda mwandini because valelanda takuli kufa. People have died mysteriously. Tutwa Nguluvi oyowine muleba, Dandy Crazy muleba, Banawakwi muleba, Bamorin Mwanawasa muleba. How many people have died mysteriously? People who are healthy from short illnesses. People who have money, they shouldn't be dying from short illnesses. Like a woman like Maureen Mwanawasa should not have died from a short illness, because that one is a learned woman. She had money. They can go for checkup, preventive care, and they catch the diseases before they get worse. You know, we have all these people dying mysteriously. So Mozambia nga yapita fe ine nga yapita fe constitution amendment ine nishinale kano kulanda, because nishina 2026 election yomulela ndati will show them ku ballot, it will just be a formality. The 2026 election will be a formality if this amendment passes. So it is it's a job for every Zambian to make sure that this amendment do not pass. This is what is the key. Stopping this constitutional amendment is the key to Zambia to continue to be as a democracy. If this constitutional amendment passes, it is the end of democracy in Zambia. This is my opinion. Me, somehow, I was even saying the other day that I should be a prophetess. Some of these things, I've seen them. I have seen that these people, they have to know good. And they're in Zambia, to adibafia no mulele. You know, if it finished, tikanatu ikalafi. Where is Munia Zulu? Eh? I'm wanting. Kulanda. I want Tamako, they will never hear anything from me. Hii constitution mwebana Zambia nga mwaipisha fya tipiche constitution amendment ipite. Inenkaleka no kulanda. This constitution is their passport to rule Zambia. While UPND, they will rule Zambia as a superior party in this country. Welcome, Mama Notes. Welcome by Elia and by Abdul. By user, any comments? Yeah.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm okay, thanks. Yeah, you know what? They are trying so hard to cement their position in power. You know, through this amendment, constitutional amendment. But then also there's, you see, I think Zambia is different from Uganda in the sense that Zambians, they appear docile, but they can do things that will shock everybody. If you remember, in the days of Kaunda, who is this one just came up from Norway? What was his name? At Solar.
Captain Solo. Yeah.
Just came from nowhere and shook the whole country. So they should not take it that people are just People are not annoyed. You know, you must even see the reactions. That is what you tell them, something that they will not have it easy. Because if you saw the way Simon Mwewa got attacked within just a small night, it just shows the temper of the people, the mood, that people are not taking things lying down. So if they think that passing this 90 days, they will cement their power, they have something coming, I'm telling you. Because they will be shocked what will happen. You see? It's some things people do it. Zambians are very silent, but they will just come one thing that will shock everybody. And they will remain shaking because as it stands, not very who everybody is suffering, everybody. And especially after seeing Ibrahim Traore, his achievements in such a short span of time, what he has achieved. Even the other countries are following suit. Namibia has now stopped all, he has naturalized its oil and gas, you know, and its mineral resources. Everybody's following suit because they realize that we've been ripped off for too long. It's high time we stood up and utilized our own resources. So now it has come at a time when Africa is changing, so they won't have it easy, trust me. It has come at a time when Africa is changing, so you find that because Africa is changing, then that mood will swing. You will see what will happen. It will catch them unaware. They don't really know what is going on underground. It will catch them unaware.
Thank you, Mama Notes. You know why I'm worried is because constitutional amendment is kind of a high-level discussion. You know, I just wish, like many people, can engage in this discussion to take it down to the grassroots. You know, people like grassroots media, people like Mamachka Moneka, whom have been threatened to be quiet now. They are the people. Abalelanda. The people, the majority, they attract people from the grassroots. You know, if actually to alanda panopa internet, but we need people on the ground to say, ababantu fo bale fo kuchita nifi. Mwamona? Because kulia bamutre Simon Mwewa bali mumona Simon alechita attack. Alebachita attack. But nobody is really going to the grassroots and telling people to say this is what they want to do. And this is what Comrade Josephs was talking about, the opposition. This should be a role of the opposition now. The opposition should be going to radio stations and telling people, this government, they want to make laws like Uganda. And everybody knows who Uganda fichitika.
You know, Queen Pumi, if you look at the timing of these by-elections, they are doing it very strategically. They've timed it in such a way so they keep the opposition busy with these elections. And in the same time, they're trying to push for this amendment. It's a strategy.
Yeah, to split their attention. But you know what, we should not multitask. This is not the time to be swayed, you know. Na ifwebe ine nombankalalanda fe pari whatever, whether by Simon wako bakendi or wambolo, I won't even talk about it because we know that that is just a distraction. We now have to keep the eyes on the ball. Talk about these constitutional amendments and let the voters know. By youth munikwisa, people like why me, you know, the voice of why me, you know, the voice of Blaze Zambia, but abengi ba youth badi watinyi okulanda. They have shut up. And they can easily pass this law quietly because they are just using the internet the same way they signed the cyber bill. Who knew they signed it? Had the US embassy not told us? So they are really sly in the way they are doing these things. They are not a government of honesty and integrity. And I can say that because they signed the cyber law secretly without coming to the people and explaining to the people how it's going to work. Vasaina. As long as the MPs voted for it, legally their bases were covered, they put it in law. Even this amendment is going to be like this. You know, they are going to try, they are covering their bases. Na ifika ilimu bill kashinga ni pa stage shani yopo ili bill. As long as the legal bases are covered, then they will enact laws. You know. But you know, if you never to learn the democracy over later is a mode of oppressing people. Democracy haisa mkwafu abena Zambia. Democracy haisa mkwafu abena Africa. Ukuvotela omuntu era oli omuntu nga bamuvotela asenda power yamba abapiribukira. Ekyo democracy womba mu Africa muno. That's why she was about democracy. We didn't know democracy. Abatuletera basungu. Ero I democracy obatuletera nomba. Yako, you only think you are democratic, but ole amkuvota. Papene wamuvotela, when you cast your vote, that is the end of democracy. Because in wampera fe vote yo be aya ni chapwa. Akala chitafi if you are for ayamalo bale panga kukati kuma bedroom. Bale panga ama laws kuma bedroom. Bale itama lawyers sign up. Mailo bati no kuti yes. We have done this illegally, so we are okay. The voters only needed to cast their vote to give them the power to be manipulated. Sana. By Mateo Moisen, by Elia, you have a comment, and then by Mateo, you can comment. Mwirati no kulanda mwewe na Zambia. Kulanda fya panomba chenturelanda because ngawai sign amendment bill inenkalika no kulanda. Nkalaisa fe pano kulashana. Ma?
Now we won't stop. He said that Mateo can go ahead.
Mateo, can you go ahead? MBC, welcome.
All right. Thank you very much, Mama.
Welcome.
Yeah. So I think I'll start with the issue of constitution amendment. I think as a country, Zambia, at the moment, we're not in a hurry of amending the constitution. Looking at what is happening in our country, we have so many issues, especially in Mamona hunger. People are being load-shedded each and every time. Having one meal a day, and then now they're in a rush, these guys, of amending the constitution. So, UPND guys, they need to listen. And we won't stop speaking because things are not okay. No wonder was Simon we are very back kuma city market wokwi. Bantu no Kalipa, they are very much upset because of what is happening in this country. So I'm urging all of us, everyone, all the youths, everyone. Let's not stop talking about the issue of we are not in a hurry of it. We have so many cases, issues happening in this country. I mean, you have to go to attend, especially the cost of living is so high on the Zambian. So we need to look into those things, not whereby no, they are just in a hurry. Because when they amend this constitution, mazawu kacha be frukutu. Wafakapo malozi ya many years are sitting
Well, Lungu, you know,
hey, Mamona.
The Lungu is like number one.
So all the youths, when I want me one save another zim. What's my youths Bambi? But let's rise. Let's not stop talking. Let's talk so that these guys they should not say, Zambia is not only for them. It's for everyone, all of us all. I think that's my submission, Mama.
Thank you, Mateo. MBC, welcome.
Thank you, Madam Elia, Madam Notes, and Mr. Mateo.
Wetili Bueno, welcome.
Thank you. It's very disappointing, and because what I can say is I feel like the constitution has been suspended to overthrown. And this thing started way back. If you remember what Bachuruva did when he wanted to suspend Wakaunda, he tampered with it. And the other thing is, this thing was handed over by the British to us. It was not written by us. So it's something which we do not even understand
It's
ourselves.
neo-colonialism.
Yes, because today we say democracy, and they define democracy saying it's the rule by the people, by the whatever. That's a lie.
No.
That's a black and white lie. Yes, they will sponsor someone saying they will give them platform, kuma BBC, kuma CNN. Just know that that's their person. Samora Machel once said, if you see them clapping for me, just know that I've sold you out. Mugabe said, I can only trust a dead white person.
Yeah, ma.
TikTok.
Mulelanda muchibemba wala tuchitanani kati wa TikTok.
So this system is not ours. For me, everyone on this platform, I've always been saying that what we have, it's a template. Whereby I can wake up today saying, no, you mishina ikulisha tawake minine. No, you open to reform safari suits tawake minine. You are the pressure of white people. We need a constitution which will be respected. We need to throw away Chipatushirira Basungu. Then we go back to our traditional leaders. We go and ask them how they rule our people. Because my NRC has got a name of a chief where I come from, in Muchinga province. And everyone here. So we need to go back. Kuriba Mukon, Kuriba King Western province, Southern province, all the chiefs, Kuma Northern, Kuma Eastern, and then sit down saying, we want to know how you govern your kingdoms. Because we should not forget that Africa was governed by kingdoms. It had kingdoms and it had kings and queens. And by Savaria, Abasungu, by Saita, by knowledge, if you read the history very well, Abasungu, the first cholera outbreak, yadi kufiaro kumiyabo mu 1831. When they came in Africa, by that the Massa Kingdom had streets and rights na Egypt could consider our system. Everybody send a system by Torah Kumia, why implement. So we have a system here. But we jump on democracy. Each na mechi tatwa isho no question. Look, what's the population in Malawi? Today, they have 27 candidates.
Bachakwera te project ya Bachakwera mass stooges babuya to split the vote. What nonsense is that?
What's the population there?
Imagine.
If we come back in Zambia, in 2011, our population in Zambia was 12 million. Today, 2025, we are 21 million plus. This country, the population is so young. It's a drop in the ocean.
27 presidential candidates by Malawi, honestly.
Here it's 21 or 20. Here our population in Zambia is 21 million. And this country is rich. If you look at Sorwezi can feed the entire country. But someone goes in saying 10 to amendment constitution. Wow, apparently yesterday. I'm a freaking guy. Because there's been off for a while. And then someone wakes up, no, let's now do the delimitation. Let's now do amend the constitution. For what? What has it delivered? That's what we say. Thank you, Samuel.
Thank you, MBC. Abdul, welcome. Mulech Poshani Party Constitution Amendment. Because how do the way no more send?
First thing ni wali ya Zambians. Mwalisho wa Zambians wala washika sana views kula politician. nga mwamuna ba youth ofuba bomche mu 2021 eno bali baposa. The other thing that I want to tell you, a politician bali for panga amendment tamuri benefit here any ordinary person.
Are you scrolling?
Muri fie benefit here a politician chapo wapi? Do you think I'm a politician even if I'm Zambia maker? If you go through amendment draft to money, you only see they are only talking about politicians.
Mm-hmm.
What about laws that concern the ordinary Zambians? And the other thing is this. The politicians, they are very much aware about the weakness of the people. They know that they've got the power, and whoever speaks will be arrested. And I'm telling you, this thing is becoming a new introductory to Uganda. We like it or not, the person in charge, is something else. Dear Moeva, this thing is coming exactly if nothing everything on a child of news if so this is what is going to happen in churches. Because they are they are not heads. And people are just quiet. The parliamentarians are trying to do everything possible in their small number. But the majority Zambians that this thing will affect, they are very quiet. Like something is not important. Like constitutional amendment is just something like going to the market, buy vegetables, and you put it, move vegetable like Royal Matemuland. This is a thing that is going to make us suffer even for 40, 50 years. I feel sorry for Zambians, I'm telling you. That's the only thing that I've got for this evening.
For me, I think the only good thing, like Mama Notes you said, is that the UPND are bringing these oppressive laws at a time when there is a revolution in Africa. So, opo fiara ba penina, mwamwaishiwa. Opo fide penina. I know they had this plan, and this plan Yabahaka Inde. That's why he was in opposition for the longest time, because he kept trying and trying to become a president, so that when he becomes president, then he will to consolidate power. Elo bale babomfia kuba sungu ukusende few mafiesu. If you're on deranda, she debe pobu fish, she tina na saibalo, because fishing.
Yes, very true.
It is a fact that Bahaka Inde was in opposition for a long time.
Even all these things, they've got a role in what is being planned.
Yes, and it is a fact that Bahaka Indelo Baisabadi sign nama MOUs, nama business deal Yonsoba signa. If you look, it's going up to 20 years. What does that mean? So now, I was thinking yesterday, we had a live yesterday and something came up, and then we started talking about African presidents. If you look, African presidents, when they come in power, they rule until they die. Mwamona, we have a lot of African presidents who are in the 80s and still in power. Why? Like in a developing country, you need young people, fresh minds, to take the realms of power to develop the country. It is very evident in Africa. Nomba moneni filechika ku Burkina Faso. Mwacho ole chitafilia. Show me where an 80-year-old in Africa is ruling and developing the country. Kagame is how old? Takuri.
They are looting.
Yes, they are agents of looting. They are agents of looting.
That's why vanicho vadierere kunyamuka vavakushe vonse kuterezhanye vonse muafrica vavakusho vachembere vonse vangu.
Rwanda is 66. So vakaindelo vaisana plan yaku ruling until he dies. That's why he says those things. Tina because ndela ndefyo balanda. Amatako yadi kambatira na glue, meaning you already put me in power. So I'm going to use that power to change the law so that you cannot remove me. That's what he says. He's been telling us. But you for today mwana kwati ma jokes. Mwamona? Bala tuweba mukinke kala pesa ndirikere amatago biro. The next thing he said no, because amatago, you know what he's saying that because the politics is doing, he's copying it. All their presidents all around Africa ababa temwa basungu efyo bachite efifine bakainde efyo balechita.
Yes.
Bahakainde came to be used. Baishile mkwafu awena Zambia. Bahakainde, let's call a spade a spade. Bahakainde, baishile mkuyafwa no kwafu abasungu. That's why bafikirefye when he was sworn in Bahakainde. The first thing bakwererendeke. And the parapene, that's where my red flags went up. I expected Bahakainde to have victory rallies, to start having meetings with the youths at state house, but no. Bahakainde, the first trip we took after ascending power, within 2 weeks, he came to America. What does that tell you?
It tells you that they are planning. Think about their plan.
So, imamwebena Zambia, you have by youth like you munguru kachinga munguru nganishi mwade lumba Champions League badi kulia he was walking ku Washington kulia balenda na panshi. He flew even commercial. He didn't fly private jet. All that was just to I'm working for you. But 4 years later, he hires private jets to fly somewhere. You are sleeping in the dark. Constitutional amendments are there now to actually consolidate his power for 20 years. Bahakainde is not planning. If in the land, I'm just analyzing what he's saying.
Yeah.
And all of you need to start analyzing what he's saying. Umuntu ngalande chintu mwina sende fintu pali face value. Think critically. Mata gobiro, meaning tamwa kamfunye. Meaning is doing something so that tamufuni shepo. Meaning he doesn't care. I have a list, printer list here of African presidents and their age. The oldest one is Cameroon in 92 years. He has been ruling for 44 years. What is happening in Cameroon? People are suffering and dying every day in Cameroon. Equatorial Guinea, excuse me, age 82, 45 years mupawa kwa Equatorial Guinea. And the list goes on. All these people, they are in their 80s, which means they started ruling maybe in their 50s or 60s, and they have consolidated power. And this is what Bahakainde is doing. If this amendment passes, believe me, Bahakainde will rule until he dies. That's why everything he has signed, if I'm at 20 years, because he's 61 years now, right? He's 61. Bahakainde is 61. So at 20 years, he'll be in his 80s. So he does not plan to leave the throne. That's why now the constitution is being amended so that he does not leave the throne. UPND will be the supreme power in this land. And the power will just be exchanged among UPND members. Who knows? This is my opinion. Even the thing of firing Gary, maybe it was just a facade to show that there is democracy. But actually, they are actually grooming Gary to take over from HH should anything happen. But, yeah.
I think with that one, I think because of there were issues that transpired, where they were accusing him of so many things.
But you cannot fire like UPND and Gary's like chimona vano kuti you can't fire your mom. Kuti mwapusanafi. You know? You can't fire your mom, your father, your daughter. Kuti mwapusanafi mwaeva fiati, you know, let things simmer. We'll get over ourselves and talk this over. You know what I mean?
But, yeah. And you see, this whole thing is a playbook. It's a playbook.
It is a playbook, my dear. Balemba kumangira ndioko. Bakainde bale konkerera mofe mu playbook idya. It is a script. Bailemba kale.
Yes, a script. So it just follows. This is where you can see. And the biggest thing that will give you a heads up to say that this is a script is this. The things he was saying when he was in opposition. Yeah, there will be no load shedding. There will be no shani. All that was the 10-point plan that he wrote.
It was a script. They wrote for him. He didn't even write it.
Yeah. But you see, he was saying all the right things then. But when he came into power, he switched to the agenda of the people who are saying.
You know, when you are conning somebody, you say the right things. You have to study your woman or refine. And you're gonna tell her things that are gonna make her dump you.
The devil does not come to people with wands. Putting in a devil.
Yeah, but switch toku.
Yes.
There's a welcome by Joseph Wasonda. She welcome. I laughed with a certain guy. One woman, she's like, she wrote something. It's like, one time when we were dating my husband, he did everything that I asked him to do. When they were dating. Atnalite mokubutuka ma marathon. So I honey, can we go for a jog? Oh, yes, darling. Oh, honey, can you eat this? Oh, I love it. When they got married, can we go jogging? No, I don't feel like. Oh, but how come you were jogging with me every time when we were dating? Oh, I just did it so I can get you. This is the story of Hakainde Ichirema Zambians.
That's true.
Talasala puka pwaku bali tutola 10-0. Now we just have to laugh about it. You know what I mean? We even have to stop asking him ukwebati filayo. We know that he just wanted to get to the Mupando. So he did whatever he did. He said whatever he said.
And you see, the script is written in such a way that, first of all, you have to divide the people.
Yes, divide and rule, Kabili.
Divide them so that when you divide them, before we can continue looting.
Bale talikana pa mitundu, you know? Eba uku. But if it filechitika, yeah? Fit filechitika mamule talikana, para mule talikana pa fia upume fit file talikana. Limbia uliowa October Simon iliwe bari mutuma. It could be staged. Part kuri constitution amendment yapa.
What we are dealing with is past politics. You should pay attention to UPND. What we are dealing with is past politics.
Yes.
What we are witnessing in Zambia is actually this monster of regionalism, tribalism. I'm not afraid to call it what it is. It's beyond politics. Politics are done. And if this is a people that is trying to establish this empire at all costs, whether Zambians like it or not, they should be aware. This is where we are as a country. Why am I saying this? You can clearly see the people, what we're experiencing. If you've taken time to study the Kenyan politics, you understand what I'm talking about. Kenya is one country that is so polarized. Their politics are actually tribal, if you've paid attention to Kenya. It is either there's a Kikuyu, the Kikuyus, when they take everything. The judiciary, they'll make sure they put this and they put that to consolidate their position. This is what you are experiencing in Zambia as things stand right now. I said earlier on, like I said, Mama President, the worst thing, I know God has a way that He intervenes, but God does intervene through people. There had to be a Joshua who was brave enough, and Caleb who said, whether they are giants in that territory, we are going in. We don't care because God says we are going in, and that's what we are lacking in the political system of our country, especially from the opposition political parties. We are not having Joshuas who are saying enough is enough. We are trusting God and we are facing these people head-on collision. We don't care what it is. These people are not democratic to start with. So, if you think of taking anything to the courts of law, nothing will ever happen because they don't subscribe to that. They don't subscribe to that. These have tasted the power. They know how sweet it is. And they will not let it go. This constitution, like we are saying, the moment this goes, pack your bags, you that don't love them. Go live in Zimbabwe or Malawi. If this passes, Lars, the churches, talking on the pulpit, it's on only, is not enough. There should be action. There should be action and say, no, we have refused as a people. We told you we don't want this. Why have you gone ahead wanting to push this agenda? We know that they have the arrogance of numbers in parliament. Whatever goes in parliament, arrogantly it will go through. So you stop it before it goes there. That is what Zambians need. We have a total dictator at play who will not listen or respect anything. When you say it is left, they will tell you, no, it is right. When we say, no, the church has refused, they will pick other churches and say, yes, the churches have accepted. That is what we are dealing with. So these are not people that you treat with kids' gloves and things are going to change. They need some people to match their tendency in what they are doing. They are doing this deliberately and they know. Tapari Ungalanda, no one will say anything. You say what, they will target you. But people should do, you should be brave enough. Enough is enough. We cannot tolerate this behavior in our country.
Goodness.
Welcome by Don Oscar, by MBC again, by Sondashi, by Primo, by Freya. If I drop you, it's not that you can be in the audience so that other people can come up. So I'm just dropping that some people who have spoken so that I can give room to others. So by Sondashi, you can contribute. After that, by Primo, by Freya, and then by Don Oscar. By Sondashi, go ahead.
My network is bad. I think. Let me just drop.
Oh, we can hear you. Okay, you can drop. But Primo, go ahead.
Okay. Mami bakwini mulife bwino.
Kwai tuli bwino katuishimwe mwaiseni.
Bwino ni kwata kofe question imwe ndefu ayo kuipushako.
Okay. Repusheni.
PF in time ba PF baishire mu power mu 2011. That time ba president ba Michael Chilufya bali bakateka. Idio babikireko province muchinga province babikako na ma constituency ya moya mushire bali chitira amend constitution.
Don Oscar, can you answer that? I am not sure about what happened then. How they managed to add.
No, he didn't.
I think it was not necessary for them to amend the constitution. So the answer is very straightforward. It's a no. But then, of course, I might understand where you are going and why you have posed such a question. Probably, I would rather ask you to ask the audience or to all of us why you have now posed such a question. Why? Thank you.
Mwanfa ba primo?
Mkwai namfa.
Mm.
Ekyo nakipusha question nimbona balefo okuchita amend constitution so that balunde kwa ma province nombanga chakwe bati balefo okulunda kwa ma province ni state bachitire fya chitire ba Michael chilufya sata but bena bakoserere fyo okuchita amend constitution because if tatuishi befo ifiri muri balefo okuchita amend constitution kuli fimwe fyo tatuishi befya kwa bati tabafiletere ku bantu kubisambirisha abantu but bena balife busy okuchita fight kwa bati bachita amend constitution so that bakalunde kwa ma province so yapona chirafo okuchitako pena nikani pali iyo yaba Microsoft.
Okay, so echo bare chitirevi because techintu chimwe cho bare chinja. It's like babura poison yellow babika korapa kunse. You know, bakupela a poison sweet. Yellow baba sweet na ilo kunse bachita sugar coat. So they are sugar coating. Yeah.
The president. So let's quote President Hakainde Hichilema. We have to quote him. Most of the things which are happening now, I'm quoting President Hakainde Hichilema. So even on this platform, I'm going to quote him. President Hakainde Hichilema said, changing the cyber bill crime is like giving a young baby sweet, but you sugarcoat it with poison. So it still remains poison. So the same thing that President Hakainde Hichilema said, we are going to take it into his face. What the president is doing to the Zambian people is this. He wants to amend the constitution to change anything, whatever I want to change it. And I myself have now put it as a must to come on social media and different platforms to participate so that we can contribute and remind many people what the president said before. So we want to tell it. I'm even here on Bapumulo's page. I was on another page, Bachita block, Yaka Kamumendo Karakan and Bachita blackmail, Yawa cut off. Karusambo, Karakamurumendo Karusambo. His page has gone black. So we are also coming on this page and we are going to tell the people. Unfortunately, the president has not been telling us the truth. I don't know myself whether he's a liar because I don't know him. So I cannot say whether he's a liar. But I say, what I'm sure about him is this. President Hakainde Hichilema has never been telling us the truth for many times. And so, at the moment, at this extent where we have arrived, he's forcing a lot of people to do what the people they don't want. It's very dangerous for him and for the UPND government. I repeat, this is very dangerous for President Hakainde Hichilema and for the UPND themselves. This afternoon, I was listening to one of the addresses from the bishop in Kasama. The bishop from Kasama is the chairman of all the bishops in Zambia. And one thing that the bishop from Kasama had mentioned in his address was this. It seems there is one person in Zambia who's making decisions, and he's saying that this is what the Zambian people want. This is very dangerous. This is what this bishop is a chairman. He is a very serious representative in the bishop. People, by UPND, by SDA, by Seventh Day, you brothers and sisters, if you understand what I'm trying to talk about, seriously reflect. Imwewa pastor, never smumba, I repeat, third time, never smumba. If you are listening to this broadcast, please reflect. Frank Walia, Father Frank Walia, even if you have run away from priesthood, from the Catholic Church, you are with the UPND government. Listen what I'm saying. I'm addressing you people so solemnly because the situation now is very serious. This is out of solely politics. This is serious. And history is going to judge all of us. Frank Walia, Neves Mumba, the husband to Madam Nalumango, who is a pastor, the Hakainde Chilema, who is also a preacher. History is going to judge us. I don't want to say the lies to the Zambian people. I respect the Zambian people, not only the Zambian people on this platform, but I respect the Zambian people in Zambia and in Africa's at large. If I speak lies, may God punish me. If I speak the truth, may God bless my word. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Don Oscar. Va Freya Namulanda, Va Abdu. I don't know if Va Freya you made that comment.
Okay, good evening to everyone. This is when so I'm trying to catch up. So is when I've come.
Okay. So, but Abdul, anyway, but Don Oscar, what you're saying is really like, I don't even know. What is happening in Zambia is a little bit too late. These games by UPND over later Zambia, to be honest, these are the politics at the turn of the century. These politics were the politics we started at the when we started is it the 19th century? Now we are in the 21st century. It won't work. Bahakainde, if you love your peace and the peace of Zambians, please abandon these missions that you have started. You know, kulaba if into fidaba mu fashion. It script ile following Bahakainde. It was fashionable in the 1900s, in the 19th century. It was fashionable. But you can't bring a scriptium 19th century when we are heading towards the 30th century. We are living in the middle of a revolution in Africa where all countries around us are awakening to putting their own people first. All the countries, you look at Namibia, Zimbabwe, even Malawi, they are doing things to put Malawians first. Tanzania, the woman across, she was a widow. What has she done in Tanzania? but Hakainde is crossing ikuya kuli ba old Museveni dictator. Valete formula ya kwa Museveni mu Zambia really? When the whole world is turning to improving the lives of the people? Hakainde, you have turned the narrative to impoverishing Zambians. Just electricity on itself. Ukutana ama Zambians electricity. That is a reason for you to step down and not even think of ruling Zambia. But oh no, you won't stop at taking our power. You won't stop at giving our minerals for free. And you people supporting this, may God bless you. Imaba lumbani madoda. You are seeing the injustice that Zambians are suffering under the hands of UPND government. Mule lumba, balumbani madoda, nakulendemi peperera. And be forewarned that this amendment bill can be signed secretly, because this is how they are operating. They are shameless. They sign bills in the night and post them. It takes foreigners to tell us a cyber bill is in force. It takes a few people to tell us they signed an agriculture bill. Why are you signing this constitutional amendment wrapped up in a women? We actually, you are insulting us by telling us that only 20 women out of 246 will be appointed. We don't want to be appointed as women. We want a fair play, equality. We want to be elected. We want to be adopted on UPND ticket, not UPND women who will be waiting to be adopted. This is what it means with UPND. Tabakala mishta adopt. Bakala yishta adopt yabene, elo nomba. Bakala, you know. Then they will nominate 20 women. Who knows what those women would do to be nominated? You can only imagine. But I'm just telling you, in the game mwadeta Zambia, it's too late. You game kale bale kokuitea. Na mumone fide chika kuma ifialo fiance. They are demanding, controlling their wealth. They are all trying to improve the lives of their people and impoverishing us.
This game that the president has brought, as you have said, it won't work.
It won't work.
Some of us, the UPND should know this. Some of us, we have adhered to our vocation to fight for the less vulnerable. This is our vocation. I'm doing what I'm doing today because I went and vowed to speak on behalf to protect the less vulnerable until death. This is what the UPND, you should understand this one. This is very serious now. We will be coming up very clearly. It's not a question like when the UPND, when they want to justify their cause, they say, the Catholic priests, the bishops, they are the ones who cause this, all this nonsense. Nonsense, it means it does not make sense. So